Hello, everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. It is Wednesday, April 26, 2023 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. So if you're watching at a different time, it could be that you're watching the replay. But right now, if you're watching with me and you're logged into your Google or YouTube account, you'll be able to chime in on the live chat. If you're watching on Facebook, you can tune into that chat as well. And we do have two people that help me out pretty much each and every week. Please welcome Trisha Joseph. She's my moderator on YouTube, so she's the one that's there to answer questions during the live. And Lisa Marshall does the same thing on Facebook. Now with YouTube, it's pretty unique. I can't actually go in and reply to comments that are posted during the live, comments and questions. So that's why Trisha is there for sure, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to connect with you guys. So thank you for being there for me, you guys, you and Trisha and Lisa. We really appreciate you. Let's see here. I want to put that up there because I always forget to do it. This is my blog. If you're interested in coming and checking out all the projects that I share about 3 to 4 times a week. We have a fun thing coming in 6 days. It's a new catalog. Let me bring you to the desktop so I can show you. Mine does have a few little tabs along the sides and the top and bottom, but that's because I'm ready to order. This is our new 2023 through 24 annual catalog from Stampin' Up! It begins on May 2nd. That means that if there's anything on your wish list from the previous catalogs, which are the 2022 through 23 annual, or we also have this one still going too, the January through April 2023 mini catalog. If there's any products that are retiring from these that you want, you should be getting them, I don't know, like a week or two ago, because some things have already sold out. So in other words, just go to the online store. You can go to Stampin' Up or stampyourartout.com and click on shop, and it will take you right there, or stampinup.com also gets you there. But check out the things that are retiring and make sure that you put this on your calendar. May 2nd, this is when it begins. Fun stuff. And I'm going to be sharing fun stuff from that catalog with you today. I've got new colors to show off, a new stamp set, and some new designer paper to share with you. I love that you're all chiming in, because when you do, you get entered into a prize drawing. So if you're sitting there just relaxing or whatever, please say something. Just, it gets you entered, right? It might as well. All right, so let's move to the computer, because I want to introduce you to the project that I'm going to share with you today. So here we are. You can see photographs of the card. It's going to be a unique card in that we have this big, beautiful flower on it. It's called a Dahlia Fold type of card. So we're making a dahlia flower. And you can see the products that are listed in the supplies section. Some of them are not linkable yet, because I can't actually, I can't link something that's not available yet. So if you hover over something like Banners Pick-a-Punch, do you see how I don't know if you can tell, but my arrow turns into a little hand, so that that's a clickable link. But on the Bright and Beautiful paper, which is right below it, it's not clickable. So when you do download this PDF, just keep that in mind, that I created it before May 2nd, so some items on there you can't just click from the PDF. Yes, you can download this PDF on my blog post that will air after the live is done, around 12:15, so in about an hour and 10 minutes. You'll be able to download the PDF from the blog post, and in the description of the YouTube video right now is the link to that blog post. It will take you nowhere until 12:15. At 12:15, you'll be able to see photographs, these photographs, but larger. You'll be able to access the recording of this live video. You'll be able to access this PDF and other news and stuff like that. So thank you, Ramona. I love all your emojis, because you just reminded me, and I always forget to ask people, if you enjoy this video, or if you haven't in the past, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love it if you would give the thumbs up as well, and share. So if you have a way to share the video with a friend, invite them to come and visit. I go live pretty much every Wednesday. So on that note, I think I've covered all the tasks, and I think it's time to go back to our desktop. So I'm going to bring you back there. And I'm going to clean up my computer so I can peek over here. Alrighty, here we go. So from that new catalog, I'm going to introduce you to a stamp set. This is my favorite stamp set because it has my name on it, literally. It's a stamp set that I had help in designing. I achieved a milestone in sales, and people that are demonstrators at Stampin' Up! That achieve this milestone get to help design a stamp set. So I got to work right away and drew out some little images that I wanted to coordinate with the bow punch. The bow punch is a current product, by the way. It will be $3 more when the new catalog goes live, at least in the US. I'm not sure about the other markets, but you may want to invest in the punch now if you're planning on getting the Layering Leaves stamp set. These images here obviously punch with this piece, and this punches out those two images. You've also got a fill-in image that you can do on, well, these two. And I've used that fill-in image for other things too. I will be sharing more ideas, and I've already shared a couple ideas live on, or not live, a couple ideas on my blog posts at stampyourartout.com. So if you go back, you can even put in the search bar Layering Leaves, and it should bring up the projects that I've shared using this stamp set already. Tons of sentiments that are multi-purpose. I wanted my stamp set to cater to someone who likes to get kits mainly. I find that people who purchase kits enjoy the fact that they don't have to store everything. They don't have to own everything. They don't have to have a big craft room. They can get a couple punches, a couple stamp sets, and then buy kits, maybe have a few inks that they've collected in their kits over time. I mean, you don't have to own a ton. You get a kit, you can do alternate projects if you have a stamp set like this. It allows you to put some everyday kind of sentiments on it. This is an all-occasion stamp set. Thinking of you works for pretty much everything. Sending hugs could be for a sympathy card or for anything, right? Thinking of you, thank you so much, for you. You've got some that work with so many different occasions. Think of an occasion, you can do it with this stamp set. And also, I think that some people who purchase kits aren't the ones to invest in the expensive tools like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I wanted something that coordinated with a punch, and you can add leaves to everything. It doesn't have to be just flowers. So I hope that you enjoy what I have to share today. I am making a flower card, and we're going to add a couple of little leaves sticking out of it. So let's set that aside and let's introduce you to some beautiful papers. In fact, that's part of the name of this paper. It's called Bright and Beautiful, and this paper features a lot of the incoming core colors that are either new or that are returning. So as I breeze through here, you can see Lemon Lime Twist is in there, Pretty Peacock, Lemon Lolly, Bubble Bath, Azure Afternoon, I believe Marina Mist is in, yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of colors in it. Fresh Freesia, which is coming back. So many beautiful colors, and they all work so well together on these papers. We're going to be using this last sheet here. And in fact, I've already made a couple of these cards. One we did at our team event last night, and one I made beforehand so I could photograph it for the blog post. Plus I needed to have a sample on hand in case I screwed up last night. So this is the third card that I'm making. Hopefully this one will, I'll be able to give the instructions the best on this, okay? And a good morning to all of you. I love all of the comments that are rolling in, you guys. It's so fun. I'm catching them, but I'm trying not to get distracted and respond to every one of them because I can do that. I can be like the squirrel thing. So, all right, so here we go. We're going to take and we're going to punch out some circles, obviously. I was able to punch out 6 from here, and I think I'm going to get 6 from here, but I'm going to challenge myself to get even more from the other sheet. Let's see if we can do that. See if we even go further in like this. Maybe we can come in here and get another one. Let's give it a go. Let's just see if we can. I don't think I can because I don't think I brought the other circles as close together as I could. This is a 2-inch circle punch. In the US market, it's currently, I believe, hang on a minute, I gotta make this straight. It's currently unavailable, but it's coming back. Oh my gosh, I can get another one. Okay, well that's good. Yay, I wonder if I can get one from here. No, I can't. Okay, so now let's punch out a few more. You need several, and I've already got another one punched off to the side, but I'm gonna see if I can get, let's see here, if we go right to the edge. 1, 2, to, yeah, see, because it's a 2-inch circle punch and this is 6 inches by 6 inches, unless you go right to the edge like I did on this first one, it's not going to work. But we can come in a little bit here and we can punch again and again. And then we can come over here. I'm going to try, you guys. I am going to try. We did it from the first one, right? I can do it. I can do it. I just have to go in a little further. Yay! We got 7. Yes, 7. Excellent. I got more than I needed. That's okay. So there's 2 different sides to this paper. You want to pick a paper for this dahlia flower fold that has sides that coordinate together and look different so that they kind of contrast but look good together. I'm going to zoom in just a bit here. Okay, so I've also got a direction on one of the papers. I mean, you can see a direction on this, but it's not as obvious, right? But on these papers, there's obviously like an up or down or side to side kind of motion going on. So when I make my flower, and I'm going to grab a Post-it note. When I make my flower, these circles are going to create the petals of the flower. And so I kind of want those 8 circles to have direction that is consistent all the way around. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take the lines of those circles and I'm going to make sure that they are angled the same way so that when I create my flower that you can see this flow of the design, which you may have caught on the photographs that were on the images of the PDF. Okay, so now we're going to do some folding. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and we're going to focus on folding now. So the hardest part of the card, you guys, if you can handle this, you can do it. Okay, so because there's a direction on this side, I'm going to fold so that I can see that direction. And you just fold by hand. I think it's the easiest thing to do. I mean, you could do it a score line way where you're using your simply scored tool or your trimmer or whatever, but I find it's just fine to do it by hand. This is easy paper to move around. Now you can fold in the other direction. So let's say you wanted your other design to be the one that, you know, shows a certain way. You can fold back and forth and back and forth. In fact, the more you fold back and forth, I think the more your flower is going to lay nice. So we've got a good crease going there. Now we want to fold the opposite direction. So I'm going to connect this point here of the end of my score line to this point here on the end of my score line. And I want to do it here so that I can see them still. Now, if you find that it's easier to see on your other side of your paper, you can certainly do that, but you want to connect those points. And another thing you can do is kind of maneuver your paper, give it a halfway fold like that to make sure that it's connecting the right way, and then flatten it down. An idea that was shared last night is also, and I'll do it with this one here, you can fold, oops, I'll hold it up in the air so I fold right. You can fold like this, and then you can fold across like this. The only problem that could happen is it could bunch up a little bit in there. So it depends on how thin your paper is. You might be using paper that's non-Stampin' Up. This worked really well actually. So, or you know, go back and forth like I was sharing before, just to make sure that that fold is right in the middle. So we're going to do that to our 8 pieces. In fact, here's another piece. We'll just bring that in case. We'll fold them all in that direction. And if you're following along with me, then feel free to fold your paper at this point. At least grab a circle. Now, it doesn't have to be a 2-inch circle. It can be a circle that is 1 3/4 inches. It can be one that's 2 1/8. I don't think I'd go much bigger than that though. Try to keep your circle around the 2-inch size. If you don't have a punch, you could certainly do dies. Dies work great too. Punches are super quick and easy though. I love punches. Okay, we've got 4 done. Let's do this one. Now I want to talk about my stamp set for just a second here. On the, what day of the week was it? It was Monday. On Monday. Was it Monday? Oh my gosh. Hang on, let me look. I'm going to go to my blog post really quick. I'm going to bring you over to the computer. We're just going to take a quick little pause from this. I'm going to go to my blog. And actually, you know what? Let's go back again. And let's scroll down here, because down here you can find blog posts really fast and easy. The Layering Leaves class, 22nd. What was that? That was 4 days ago. So 4 days ago, I had posted a little blurb about a class that I have that's centered around the Layering Leaves stamp set. I know other demonstrators that achieved this sales milestone had done it with their sets, and I had people asking me if I was going to do it. So I pulled it together. I got my class designed and I advertised it, and I cannot tell you how fast it sold out. Less than 3 days. I want to say maybe even 2.5. The registration just kept coming and coming, and I needed to cut it off because I'm leaving for Europe in 2.5 weeks for Stampin' Up's incentive trip. And I was like, how am I going to cut all these supplies and get them out in time? So I had to cut it off. And I have some posts that are an update on the post that you can see in the red letters right there. The red lettering update yesterday was that it reached capacity, blown away and humbled. If you didn't pay yet, please do so, because I was actually over capacity and I would need to cancel some of the registrants that signed up, because you got to pay in order to secure your spot, right? So then anyways, this morning I had to cancel ones that weren't paying, and I apologize greatly because I don't know. I would hate to be in a situation where I just didn't see my emails. So on that note, I will be offering this class again. So thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for all the kind words that you've given. I really appreciate it. This is a little peek at the projects that we'll be doing for the class. And there's 3 different ways to register, actually 4 different ways. One of them will open up on May 2nd. And then when you come back on June 9th, if you want to take the class, you can choose from those options again. So my apologies to anybody who missed out and wanted it. And thank you again. I'm just very humbled by the enthusiasm. Okay, so now that we have those folds in there, the next thing that we want to do is we want to start making a square. So we have our circle and we have our folds. And what we're going to do now, oops, let me move this down a bit so you can see it better. What we're going to do now is we're going to connect this point to this point with a fold. Okay, I should have made these little dash marks too. Okay, there, we'll just draw it. So we're going to fold here and we're going to fold here. If you did all 4 folds, you would get a square. Okay, but we're just going to do those 2. And again, draw a nicer circle, Rachel. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to fold here, and we're going to fold here. And this is the direction of my lines. So I have my little lines going up there. So let's give it a go. We're going to fold, and here's my lines. So if I look at my lines and I'm folding, I can do this. Now what I don't want, though, is my lines or my fold to be on this side, because this is actually the back side that we're looking at. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to fold it this way. And in fact, it's much easier for me to see where I'm folding on this side of my paper, probably because it's not so busy. So again, looking at your lines on your paper, if you have lines or if you have a direction, and you're going to fold, connecting that corner to this corner. And if you're off by a 1/16 of an inch or so, or whatever, I mean, this is the forgiving part. You just want to make sure that you get this line and this line pretty good. Let's open this one up. Same thing, flip it over and connect. So that spot to that spot down there. Oops. See, and you can adjust. You can adjust. This is why, like, if you were to use your scoring tools only, like say you were relying on your scoring blade for your trimmer or something, then you would have issues in this spot, because this is really much more detailed of folding. So you kind of have to just get in there with your fingers and manipulate it, kind of push and pull and get it in the right spot. There's more lines. See, I keep looking back before I start folding. Look on this side to make sure your direction is going the way you want it to go. You want every one of your pieces to have the same direction, or your flower is going to look kind of off. Now, if you have randomness on your paper design. So for example, the card that influenced this is from Linda Lancaster, who is a friend of mine, a demonstrator in my group. And she gave me a card last summer. Now her paper did not, it had a design on the other side, but it didn't have a direction to it. So her card, you know, you don't have to worry about that, but it's just if you have an up or down kind of thing going that you'll want to pay attention to that. And if you have an up and down thing going where, and how many do I have? Do I have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of went overboard here. Let's just do one more. If you do have an up or down thing going, and it's definitely something that can't be upside down, you might want to choose a different piece of paper. Because if you have like, you know, little characters or something, you don't want them to be standing on their heads. All right, so here we've got that fold part down. We only need 8 circles, so we've got 8 going. We have one more creased type of thing to do. And now we're going to be paying attention to, let me bring you to this look again. And we have our point. It's like an ice cream cone, right? Because we've folded these little parts in and they're underneath now. Okay, this is our front side, this is our back side. So we're looking at the front of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this fold to meet the middle crease line here. So we're going to put our, it's like an airplane fold. We're going to bring this fold over to here. Okay, here we go. And if it helps, you can even get that fold going in the middle to kind of capture so it doesn't go beyond. So remember when we make airplanes when we were little? So there we go. And that's what you want to end up with. You want to get 8 of those. So again, flip it over, fold this in like that so that the straight edge meets the straight line through the middle. You're going to see that when you fold this way, that the little rounded part that you first folded, when we were kind of starting to make a square, kind of a half square or the ice cream cone, these things, you're going to see that those things actually stick out a bit. So if you flip this over, you can see those little rounded edges. Okay, don't let that bother you because that's the way it's supposed to look. So this is a fold that has been around for a while. I've seen these cards, oops, oh yeah, there it is. I've seen these cards over the years, never made one until recently. I just kept looking at the card that Linda gave me and I said, I gotta show this because it's so pretty and it's gonna show off beautiful papers, and of course my leaf punch will go with it. I'm calling it my leaf punch now. Yeah, so it just worked out perfectly for the timing. And I think with Mother's Day coming up, shh, don't tell anyone because my mom's upstairs. I think with Mother's Day coming up, this would be a perfect Mother's Day card. You could totally turn this into a Mother's Day card by changing out the sentiments, you know, making it more of a thinking of you type of thing. Although, you know what, I'll do that. I'm going to put thinking of you. I'll put thinking of you instead of what I was going to put on the front. We'll do that. We're going to have 2 different versions. Okay, so we've got that done. See how quick that was? And I wanted to do this. I wanted to start from start to finish to show you how fast or how slow, depending on how you look at it, it takes to make the flower portion of the card, or flower petals, I should say. Now let's bring in our cardstock and our trimmer, and we're gonna go to town putting our card together. For the, oh, that's really close. For the measurements, you're gonna need to have a piece that measures 8.5 by 4 1/4. Now 4 1/4, normally we cut down the middle this way, right? But that's gonna give us an 11-inch piece. You can turn your paper this way and you can cut like that if you'd like to. So you can get 2 pieces plus a nice long strip over here. So let's do that. And if we do that again, you can get 2 card bases from 1 sheet, plus you have all this extra, and for each card you're gonna need another punched out circle or die cut circle. And look, you still have this much left of your paper. So it's a good paper saving thing to go ahead and do it that way. We're not going to make 2 cards, we're just making 1. So I'm going to bring this piece now into our trimmer and score it at 5.5. That is the normal size of a card, is 4¼ by 5½, with our cards that we mainly make with Stampin' Up! Products to match our envelopes. I've also got a piece of cardstock that I pre-cut that measures 4 inches by 5¼ so just 1/4 inch smaller in each direction, so that when I shift it to the middle, it's centered. So I've got that piece, these pieces, those two. I've also got a strip of basic white cardstock, and this is what we're going to put our front sentiment on. And we need a scrap of lemon lime twist. This color and these papers are not yet available. It does look like a baseball diamond, the one that I just drew, yes. Okay, so let me put my Post-it notes over here, and we'll start with some stamping. Let's grab our lemon lime twist ink. If you are a demonstrator, you are able to pre-order all of these products except for the stamp set right now. So feel free to take advantage of pre-order time. You have 6 more days of it. We're going to ink up our stamp. This is one from that set. I'm going to stamp it onto this 1½ inch tall strip of cardstock. And I'm choosing that size instead of a larger sheet because of the way the punch is positioned when you punch out. So let's grab that punch, open it up, put it in here, and you can see that that top portion of the punch that wants to punch out the little sprig or flowery little thing, that wants to punch paper too. So if your paper is bigger, you're going to waste some space if you don't want that image punched out. 1¼ inch strip is actually ideal. So if you have a 1¼ instead of 1½, you're going to have way less wasted paper. I just grabbed a scrap that was pretty skinny. And you want to do 2 of those, so I've got 2 ready to go. And then we're going to stamp on our piece here, but we want to punch it first with our Banner's Pick-a-Punch. I'm loving the punches, you guys. The colors are very pretty, aren't they? Okay, here we go. We're going to stick that. I've got my punch open, and we're going to stick that into this area here so that it's lined up in the 1 inch section here of the punch. There's like a little road that you can put your paper on. If you flip it over, you can see the back side of your paper and what's going to get punched out. And now we've got our banner. So next is stamping that. And I think, like I said, I'm going to change that to say thinking of you. So we'll grab our stamps. And I think this one will fit. Let's check it out. It will fit. Barely. Barely. Do I want to do it? I'm gonna. Okay. So let's take the hello off of here. The hello you'll see on my other finished card. That one is the one that fits for sure. This one's a little bit taller because of the loop-de-loops on the U. We're opening now Berry Burst. This is my older ink pad that's been in storage for a few years. So it's got some little crystallization on top. That happens sometimes if you have inks. At least this is what Stampin' Up! Is thinking right now, that if you have inks that, like the ink refill may not have been purchased at the same time as the ink pad, you may have issues with crystallization because of that. It's a theory. So, you know what, that looks good. It works, doesn't it? Okay. There wasn't a lot of forgiving space there, but it worked. Okay, and then we're going to stamp again with that. Because this is a pink or reddish ink, we're going to clean off right away. I have my my cleanup pad here. It's the scrub, and I'm going to take my mist, and I'm going to put that onto one side, and the other side is going to be the drier side. So I've got a washer, and I've got a dryer for my stamp, and it will keep it pretty clean if I clean it off right away. This one I left inked up for hours last night afterwards. Oopsie. And so it's stained. Photopolymer stamps are porous type of stamps. They like to absorb a lot. So I mount my blocks on my stamps so that they're purposely on an angle. I don't want to rely on the edges of my blocks when I stamp. I look at the image better if I'm not mounting my stamps straight. You don't have to mount them straight. Okay, we'll clean that one off. And again, it might remain pink, and then we'll dry it, and that's okay. It's clean and ready for the next color. All right, so next, let's move on to, and I suppose I could have cleaned my leaf off too, but we're going to do the polka dot things next. So let's close up our Berry Burst ink pad, and let's go on to our little dots. So in the stamp set, you get this fun little background image, and we're going to stamp that on the bottom corner and across the top. And I'm just going to turn it kind of at an angle here, and we'll just fill in some space so that we have that sort of look. We'll close up that ink pad. When you're done with all your stamping, it's good to close up your ink pad so you don't accidentally put your card down in an inked area. So now we have a safe place to stamp. All right, let's work on this now. We're going to come back to that, and we're going to bring the trimmer back. Let's take a pencil and let's position this in our trimmer. Now the nice thing about the channel of the Stampin' Up! Trimmers is that we have a hole. We have a hole that allows a pencil to come through there. All right, so I've lined it up so that we've got half of the circle going up to this 1-inch line and half the circle going up to that 1-inch line. So I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to press on top of it so it doesn't move, and I'm going to take my pencil and lightly go across. So I've made a line across my circle. This is another way that you could score all your circles. The first couple score lines could be done this way, where you lay your circle in there, put it down, score, rotate it, and score. Okay, that's if you don't rely on your hands. Now we have to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to stick it in here again, and I'm going to line that line up that I just drew with one of the horizontal lines on the trimmer. Plus I'm going to position it so that it is between those 1-inch marks again, and my finger is shaking. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah. Let's put this down again, and oops, I wanted to run my score line, and take our pencil and go along there. It doesn't matter if the lines are dark or light, because this is going to get covered up. We're going to go over to, oops, sorry, I'm just clicking something over here. We're going to go over to our glue now. So I'm going to bring in the multi-purpose liquid glue, which I like to transfer into one of these bottles. On that note, I'm going to open this up. We're going to take this off, and I'm going to show you how to refill it. Hang on. I need to get another glue, because I just ran out of this glue the other day. Okay, so we'll open that. And the trick is to tap this down. Tap it down until you see a nice wide hole in there, and then you want to aim so that you can see the flow of the glue. If you see the flow of the glue and you can see it to start to clog like that, then you tap it again. These precision bottles are in my favorite extras section of my website. So if you go to stampyourartout.com and you click my shop, the shop menu, under my favorite extras, you can find the image of these little precision bottles, and you can click on them and purchase them from Amazon. Okay, I've got a lot of glue in there, but basically that's how you do it. You just keep tapping it down, and then it will allow you to get the glue in there without it overflowing. So I'm going to now put the cap on. I know you're like, wait a minute, I forgot. You're right. I'm going to take that little thing off the top of the cap, put this down on there, then put this on. Now this is the stopper part that helps to keep the glue from drying out on the tip. Make sure that you're cleaning up your little areas every time you're done. We're not going to put any glue inside this folded dahlia. The only thing that I want you to do is just give everything a nice flat crease. So we're going to go through and just flatten all these out. And they're still going to pop up, but the way that the flower comes together helps to hold it in place. It's crazy cool, and it has dimension without it coming apart. It won't come apart. It's amazing. I've had that card from Linda for over a year, or not quite a year, I should say. June. We saw her in June. She's on the live with us on YouTube, by the way. Say hi to Linda Lancaster, everybody. Okay, so let's start with one of these. And I'm going to start with one that's really there. You can see the line because it's really straight in there. I'm going to flip this over. And another thing is you can see the halfway point on the circle. Don't go beyond that halfway point when adding your glue. Just go in through here. Oops, sorry. Got to shake it down again. In through that area, right through there. Okay? And in fact, avoid that little extra part on the top that's right below the score line. Just do the bottom part. That's all you need. And what I've done is I've lined up, let me grab a straight edge. I've lined up that straight line through the center of the petal with this line going across here. Next, let's grab another one and get the glue on the back. Just a little bit is all you need. Glue that down. And again, if you need to, you can even use your grid paper, line up things, make sure everything's straight. I'm a little off, that's okay. Oops, it's gonna be forgiving, I swear. It's all gonna work out in the end. There are some folds that we do, right, that you have to be super precise. This one does have some leeway to it, which is great. Now we're gonna go in this direction. So I'm lining up the center of the score line with this line here, and I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. You can see how the stripes on that designer paper, it's so important that we were consistent all the way around. Otherwise it would have looked funny, you know, some stripes going one way, some the other, and now it's all shooting out from the center. Now on the last ones, you don't have to glue on the back side of this. You can actually just come in here, and that way you can get right up to the top of that circle. You can put your glue in that way. Tuck your circle in to that spot and fit it in place. When you fit it in place, you'll want to make sure that the roundness part, the end of those two rounded areas, are connecting with the end of the next section of roundness, okay? You don't want to have a lot of gaps. I made one last night that was super quick because for make and takes on our team events, we have way less time. So I had to rush on that one, and there were some gaps, so forgive me, my Stampers with Art Stars. Okay, so also, do you see this? These little pieces were overlapping the ones on the side, these little guys here. It doesn't matter where those go either. You can choose to have them under and over and, you know, back and forth. And you can always adjust them after you've put your card together. So we'll stick that one in. That one has a slight gap in it. You see that? I might move that to another section. Let's get one that maybe is a little wider. Let's try this one here. That one looks like it fits better. Okay, so let's stick this one in here. They should all fit together, unless you're rushing to demonstrate. I want those on top though. Get those on top. There we go. Okay. And we have one last one to fit in here. And then we're going to add this to the front of the card. Oh, perfect. Yay. You have some choices when adding this to the front of the card. So if we're looking at, let's just say this is the front of our card, okay? When we're looking at the front of our card, do you see how there's two loops here? So you can have your flower that way, which gives you about, well, with a 2-inch circle, a little over 1/8 of an inch on each side. But if you rotate it just a little bit, like that, oops, this one's not glued down all the way. What happened? I went too fast. Okay. But if you turn it this way, you can see that it shrinks just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Not much, but just a tiny bit. So you decide which way you want it to go. Okay, let's press that down, make sure everything's stuck. Now we're going to add our flower to the front. And I think I'm going to add it this way. So that means these are the two sides, and if I flip it over, I don't want to get any adhesive below. So I want to start my adhesive right here, right above that little separation of the top to bottom. And then I'll keep those lines in my mind. I'll lay it down and I'll line that up with the line of my end of the little flap end here, right there. Okay. And you could certainly glue down more of the flower area if you want to. I just focused on the circle. Okay, let's flip that up. And I think it's because I'm going to tuck some leaves. Now I remember why. I'm like, why didn't I just glue the whole thing? Because I'm going to tuck some leaves. We're now going to put some adhesive on the back side of this. You could use this adhesive if that's what you've been using and you want to. You can certainly do that. Don't have to own it all. I'm going to lay this on the back or on the inside. This is the inside of our card. When we fold it shut now, you can see that everything is covered except for this fun little speckle down here. And on our finished card, we're going to balance out those speckles with some leaves. So let's now take our leaves, and I'm just going to glue the back side of the bottom 3 petals and right in through here. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit of glue will do. I'm going to lift that up and tuck that under there like that. And then this one, same thing, but I think I'm going to trim it down. I think that's what I did on my other one. I'm going to trim this down with my paper snips. Just a little bit shorter. We'll put glue back here and here and there. And we're going to stick that one, because it's going to go a little further over here. We're going to stick that one right here. So now I've got a balance of my leaves against this fun little speckle. This piece here, we're going to take our bone folder and just add a little bit of a curve. You can see just a slight curve on there. That's all you need. Sorry, I keep looking over there because I have a half-finished card over there. This one we're just going to add flat, but you could put dimensionals on it if you wish. And we're going to put that to balance out the upper corner. It's going to cover up one of our petals just a little bit. And then I'm going to add some rhinestones. And because I stamped this off to the left a little bit more than I should have, I'm going to add a rhinestone here, I think. I think I am. Oh yeah. I've got a whole sheet and a half still. I love these things. I'm going to use the take your pick tool, or maybe we not, because I just broke the end off. You have to crank this thing to get that little gummy tip to come out there. It's starting to come. Okay, so let's take one of the larger rhinestones. We're pushing and lifting. Actually, I think I'm going to use this medium size. I'm going to use the medium size and stick one. We'll stick one here. We'll put one there, and then we'll do another one here. No. See? I should have just copied the card I already had done. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get it to work right. You can watch my thinking process this way. I want another one down here, just in this little fun speckle of stuff down here. And then I'm going to put one over here, and I think I'll just do a small one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I should have a 5th one. Don't you guys think? Let's put another one. Right there. It's got a lot of rhinestones, but I think we filled in that space. And then on the inside, you still see a rhinestone. So that is the inside of the card. This is the other version of the card that I did. So it's got the hello on it, and same sentiment on the inside. Same little rhinestone placage. Oops, I forgot one thing on here. And then I've got the rhinestones up, 1, 2, and then 3. But I've got another one right in the middle. Do you see the one that's kind of in the middle there that's not noticeable until you start to move your flower? So for that one, I recommend grabbing a glue dot. And I'm just going to pull my little glue dot off of my adhesive container here, and I'm going to stick that down and poke it into that little center of the flower. Grab the largest of the rhinestones and stick it down. Now, why would I add a glue dot? Because there's so much paper that's not really flat in the center here. And when I didn't have a glue dot on this earlier, it was popping off a lot. And a glue dot just adds that extra cushiony thickness of adhesive in there. So, all right, there are our 2 cards. You could use all different kinds of paper in this pack. A lot of them would be great for doing the Dahlia fold, Dahlia paper flower fold technique. I'm glad you like it, you guys. Thank you. This is the card that Miss Linda gave to me last summer. So there's her version. And this paper, I believe, now is sold out. I'm sorry I didn't share this card idea with you earlier. This is using the Hues of Happiness paper. And hers even went an extra step. So she's got a slight little easel look to it here. So she's got it propped up like that with those sentiments on the inside, lower section, and the front. Very fun. She put a lot more work into her card. So there are the Dahlia Paper Flower Fold cards. I wanted to share with you that I got another card from Lisa Marshall, our moderator on Facebook. She sent me this card, and I want you to notice what's on here. So this card here features Paper Pumpkin, the one that we're currently playing around with. We're going to get another one in May. But this kit, one of the kits from Paper Pumpkin, one of my favorites, coordinates really well with the colored cardstock that she's got as her base. Do you see this? So she did a lattice tent fold card. And do you recognize this cardstock color? It is retired. And then she just, added current product with it. It's confetti tan. So I'm set on confetti tan for those of you who had reached out to me many times. I got lots of people who said that they could help me out with confetti tan, but I have it. I don't have to take the card apart. She enclosed another piece. So thank you so much for that. I'm only looking for rocket red now. So if anybody out there, anyone in the crafting world that was crazy in love with Stampin' Up! Products years and years ago, I signed up in 2000, sorry, 2000. I signed up in January of 2000 to be a demonstrator, and rocket red was current at that time. So hopefully there's somebody out there that has it. I did not save cardstocks at that time. This is a fun little tool. Do you see this? It's got colors. It's a little sampler of colors, 2023 through 25 in color collection. And then you can see all the different in colors that are coming in. Then there's another separator of vellum for the next set of in colors. Every little section, family of colors comes in. We've got a little separator here. Here's one for the basics collection too. This was made for me by Teresa Glow. She is a demonstrator in my group, and she is one of the 5 demonstrators who I featured in one of my last blog posts, offering product shares and samplers and color clubs. So if you're looking to, get in on something like that, I recommend any of these 5 ladies. They are fabulous. They do high quality work. So I am going to now bring you over to my computer, and I'm going to show off that post. So let's take you over there. Oops. Take that off, move that over. There we go. Here is the blog again. Let me go to home. Let's click on home. And if you scroll down here, you can see product shares, samplers, and color clubs. So I posted this 24th, 2 days ago. And these are my demonstrators. I have Teresa Glow, who's offering that cardstock sampler. I've got Nancy and Kayla from Stampin' Bay, who have lots of things going on as well, in color club and product shares for ribbon and papers. I've got Mackenzie Grimmy, who's doing a fun box party, catalog box party box. And then I've got Cheryl Lee, who's offering an in color club, an embellishments share, designer series paper, and a ribbon share. And all of these things are linked. So if you're looking to get new products, samplers of new products, I invite you to visit this blog post. V-Tran, she's offering lots of goodies too. She's got a ton, and you can click on that Google form to see what she has. She's got an in color share. She's even got something called petite suites. So little samplers of the different suites. So anyways, check out their posts and give them some love if you find that you need some of that new product in sampler form. What else do I want to show you? I think I've shared everything that I wanted to show you. June 9th would be the next time that I'm going to offer registration for my Layering Leaves class. And the catalog begins real soon in 6 days. I think that's all. Oh, we gotta do prizes. We can't leave without prizes. All right, Rachel. Okay, let me, I have to grab first my computer because I want to call out some names from people who have not been following up with me. And then I also want to say sorry to Sharon because I forgot to get your prize out in the mail to you. I think there was this class that was filling really fast, and it kind of took up some time, and I completely forgot to get your prize out in the mail. But I know that you want the tropical background stamp, so I will get that out to you. Please forgive me, Sharon. I also have another winner from last week, Monica Peterson from Germany, and she had reached out to me, but she didn't get back to me yet on which tutorial bundle she wants. So Monica, please reach back to me. And who else? So yeah, if you don't live in the US, you can definitely choose a tutorial bundle, because those can be emailed. Joanne Krynock, stamp set of your choice. Catherine Thaxton, stamp set of your choice. Let me show you those stamp sets, you guys. So these people hadn't been reaching out to me yet. What? So reach out to me if you just heard your name and it said stamp set of your choice. So the people that I choose today will get to choose from, the people that I choose today for today's live, totally different. Sorry. We're going to focus on last week's live and call out 2 winners that I've chosen this morning. And those 2 winners get to pick from the remaining stamp sets. Plus, remember, I brought in the kit. This is so close, you guys. The kit leftovers. So there's a kit leftover from this one and a kit leftover from this one. So that could be a prize choice too. Let's just bring those names up, and then I'll call it a few other names that we had missed out on. So from Facebook, we have, we have Jody Bradford Beyer. You won from last week's After Live or During Live comments on Facebook. And then YouTube After Live comments was Christy Lynn. So congratulations to you two. Again, I'm going to bring you down to my desktop and you can see the choices. Here is my email address. Make sure that you reach out to me to let me know which stamp set, which kit leftover thing you want. What prize do you want? Let's bring in the prizes that I'm going to draw for today, and then I'll continue to read off names of people who are not bringing in or who are not reaching out to me, right? You gotta reach out to me or I can't send you your prize. So I have these items which are outgoing products. They are products that are discontinued already or they're going to be. And so I have Bermuda Bay Blends markers, Red Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I have the Fresh Freesia, which is going to stay a current color, but the ribbon's leaving. Open weave ribbon. And I have these beautiful sprig trinkets. A whole case of them. I never used them. What? Rachel didn't use the sprig trinkets? I know. And with each prize person, they get a sheet of dimensionals. So we're going to look to see who Trisha drew today. And she's the one. There they are. Okay, so we have Hildy, and we have Adams Rose 001. So I'm going to try to find her comment in my scroll here on my iPad, and I'm going to click on it so that it stands out. Hang on, I'm almost there. Where are we? Or did I miss it already? I might have missed it. Oh shoot, I'll call them out again. So we have Hildy, Hildy, and Adams Rose 001. Reach out to me at my email address that is on the screen. A few other people that have not chosen their prizes, let me just call those names out. I haven't heard back from Terry McIntosh Stock. You get to choose 3 Stampin' Spots and you get a set of daubers. Roxanne Ingrafia, you get, let's see here, adhesives, a block, and a kit set. Oh yeah, I remember that prize. This stuff is just sitting here, you guys. And then we'll go back one more day. So Terry Spelt, you got a quarter pack of Dandy Designs paper. Oh my gosh, that would be great paper to do this technique with. And then we also had Sonia Wyatt, who won a tutorial of her choice. So please, please, please reach out to me if your name was called so that you can claim your prize and I can get it to you. congratulations to everybody. Next week we will be live the day after the new catalog starts, so on May 3rd. And yeah, I hope that you come back to visit my live. Please give me the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share the video, and please comment. I love it. I love the comments. It helps me to get to know you. So I appreciate you coming today. Thank you for taking time out of your busy days. Thank you to Lisa and Trisha, and I'll let you guys all go now. So now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.